Hello, fabulous superstar Aquarius. Welcome to your horoscope for the month of April 2018, looking at life and love. I am your astrologer, Nadiya Shah. Thank you for being here. What an amazing month it is. We have a very active sky, I must say. We have you starting the month on a full moon. Really, as we enter this month, there's this full moon energy in fellow air sign Libra. You add to this very passionate, surprising energy in the middle of the month. All of it leading towards greater stability and success for you as we get to the end of the month. I'm so excited to tell you about it. So let's start with what's happening right out of the gate. So just before this month begins, on the last day of the last month, we had a full moon taking place. Now, this full moon was happening in a part of the sky that has to do with your place in the world and your understanding of the world. Very likely things felt like they moved very quickly. Maybe some very surprise opportunities showed up for you, but also opportunities to truly reflect on yourself and where it is that you desire to be. Now, that can be a spiritual place. That can be in terms of what it is that you're willing to do to create bigger and better in the fullness of time. That could be a literal place as well. But these are some of the contemplations, but also very quick insights that may very well show up for you, as well as opportunities that may surprise you as you start this month. Now, as we get to the middle of the month, the energy gets more personal. It gets more local as well. There is a sense of you being more in terms of active in your own neighborhood and also active with your siblings, cousins, and neighbors. These people in particular will be a surprise a minute, I must say, in the middle of the month. Your communication as well and your perceptions may surprise you. So what we have happening is a new moon. New moons bring new opportunities. But this new moon is speaking with Pluto, and it is a conversation of some tension. Pluto moving through the sign just before yours. And we've also got this new moon happening very close to Uranus in the sky, your ruling planet. And that means, on the one hand, what takes place at this time is deeply personal to you and deeply meaningful to you at that. But at the same time, what takes place at this time has a shock factor, has a surprise factor, and has a factor that feels a little bit like, okay, you can't make the sweeping changes you want to right away. Maybe you can't say everything you want to right away, but in due time. And certainly this will tell you that things are already starting to change for you. Once the realizations happen, the change has already begun. So here are some things to keep in mind with this. If it is your siblings, cousins, and neighbors, and these people surprising you right now, there may be a sense of needing to practice restraint or needing to hold back a little bit. You may have a very strong opinion about something that they're doing or something that they're about to do or something that they believe. Now, ultimately, it's about you being at peace with where you are in your life. Of course, that's always primary, but also deciding what's worth saying and what isn't. Where is it that you're going to exercise healthy detachment and let someone walk their path, even though it seems shocking, even though it seems surprising, and still love them nonetheless. That may very well be part of the lesson that shows up for you. One thing I would be very mindful of is messages, emails, communications. That's where you want to be a little bit careful right around this new moon. It may surprise you what you end up saying. You are one of the signs out there who has to be a little bit careful with things like the Freudian slip. I think the air signs in general, especially this month, should be mindful of that, but this becomes especially true for you. We have Mercury retrograde for much of this month in the same part of the sky. And in fact, Mercury will go direct at this new moon as well. So there's a lot of clarity here, messages coming in, communications coming in, and it may very well be coming through you. You may say something and not realize and think you made an error in what you said, and then contemplate and say, wow, I actually spoke the truth there, the truth about what I really feel or what I really want or what I really want to happen, instead of what I think is the right thing to say. And so that truth may end up opening up a pathway for you to move towards your truly authentic desires at that. I also want you to keep in mind, you may get a very surprise opportunity to have some media. I remember when I lived in downtown Toronto way back in the day, it wasn't that unusual for someone to just walk up and put a microphone in my face and ask me what I thought about some political thing happening, whether it was a city thing or much wider. It wasn't that unusual. And so something like that may very well happen for you. And of course, how you want to use that moment, always up to you as well. As we get to the later part of the month, that's when that beautiful full moon happens, and this beautiful full moon happening at the very top of your sky, speaking in supreme harmony with Neptune, but also speaking in harmony with Saturn as well. We also have the sun speaking in supreme harmony with Saturn on the same day. So there's a lot of stability, a lot of big picture energy taking place at this time. Now this full moon is happening in a part of the sky that has to do with career and social standing. It has to do with your relationship with your bosses as well, and life purpose matters. And so it looks like you have, whether it's a project that is coming full circle at this time, that is reaching a conclusion and feels truly rewarding. And what it is that is coming to a conclusion at this time seems to benefit you for the bigger picture, and it is part of a larger picture towards your greater success in the fullness of time. There's also a sense here of being proud of yourself that I really love for you. At the very least, you'll get some powerful clarity into what it is that you want to be doing, what feels inspired to do to move you in a direction of aligning with a higher vision for your life that much more. Now, where it comes to matters of love, that air energy as you're starting the month may speak to the heart of you, or may be very aspirational, but at the same time, it really is fire that wakes us up on a love level, certainly. And what we have happening this month with this fire new moon in the middle of the month is a sense of your mind being awakened through a sense of desire as well. And so if you are someone who's open to meeting someone new, keep in mind that the social media connections may happen very passionately, very quickly as well. There's not a lot of stability energy with this, but you may surprise yourself how quickly you're able to connect with somebody, again, whether it's online social media, but also at networking events. I actually think that this energy is very powerful for synchronicity. So just walking around, doing your own thing in your neighborhood, running your errands, you could find a very powerful moment takes place for you where it comes to matters of love. Again, there's an awakening happening here. And so even though there's not a lot of long-term energy, it still could be very meaningful for you as it expands your understanding of where you are in love and why, and where it is that you desire to go. For those of you who are in an established bond, I just want you to be mindful of communication this month as well, because with this particular new moon, it can feel like information is coming at you really quickly. It can feel like you didn't know the words to say and now you said it and it's getting kind of a weird or very strong reaction that you didn't anticipate. It could be your partner says something to you that provokes a reaction that surprises you as well. And so these are some things to be mindful of. Because of the energy of it just showing up, maybe don't initiate a conversation, and especially an important conversation, a matter of heart type of conversation, especially not in the middle of the month around that new moon. If you can save important talks till the later part of the month, it'll be that much better for you, because it looks like there's a greater sense of understanding and a greater big picture perspective that can only strengthen the bond. But yeah, I want you to be a little bit careful with half of the month spent with Mercury retrograde in a part of the sky that also has to do with gossip. If you hear something, don't take it at face value, okay? Whether it's someone you're interested in or someone that you have a bond with already, be careful of that, because it is very possible that someone is giving you information. It may be with the best of intentions. They may believe it to be true, but actually there are subtleties there that are not necessarily apparent right away. So hold off on believing anything you hear, especially until we get to that new moon, and especially when it's somebody that you genuinely care about and have a connection with. What I love about this month for you, look, it's got to be that stabilizing energy in the end of the month. Even though I think all the Uranian energy for much of this month, I think there's something about it that will be comfortable. Even though it's unpredictable, even though it's quick, there's something about it that will feel right to you. You have a way of really going with the flow, of almost feeling comfortable in the chaos, which means that much of this month should truly feel just right. Well, thank you so much for watching. You can get a video like this each and every week by logging on to astrofabulous.com or nadiyashah.com. Sign up to be one of my superstars. Superstars get expanded, exclusive video scopes, and so much more. All of this in the superstar space. I look forward to meeting you there. It'll be a great month. Enjoy.